Hey, good morning. All right, I'm on a video kick. I just think really, videos are a great way that we can archive some of the things that we do and pass this knowledge on, and I think it's so important that starts from the top down, where we're passing on knowledge of things that, maybe are going on or that need to be done. If we're not passing that on, it's hard for any of you to really know how to do it, or even that it's being done. We look at our lengthy task list, and before that was sent out, or posted, it's kind of like, oh, we didn't even realize that stuff's getting done. Yeah, it kind of just happens. So I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and calibrate these, and then we'll move on. All right, so I got everything set up here. A couple things I'll show you guys. The calibration kits, it's kind of weird depending on the meter. So I pulled both of our meters off of engine 1. And if you're not familiar with where they're at, it's compartment 9. Obviously, when we get our new engine, that'll probably be changing, and we'll probably put a meter in each engine. But just so that you know where they're at. The Sensit Gold G2, that actually has a pump and a wand on it. So this one is going to be really accurate. This meter actually has some of the calibration gas in the kit with it, okay? Also in the kits for the meters should be some spare batteries. That way if you have an issue, you can go ahead and swap out. The tool is in here to take the battery cover off if necessary. This one, there's a little Allen Torx in here that sits in that to take the battery cover off right there. And then this one actually has the screwdriver for your thermal imager in it as well, if you need it. So in the calibration kits, the one for our Sensit P400, which is this meter here, there is actually a cover that would go on for calibration. And then these gauges are the same. So it doesn't matter. You can use either of these gauge regulators for either of the meters. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and power it on. I'll do the Gold G2 first. So that's gonna be this calibration gas in this kit. So it'll go ahead and turn on. I'll pause it, and then when we're ready to rock, I'll start playing again. All right, so this thing's all fired up. As you can see, a couple things that we have. CO, or carbon monoxide. Obviously, that's the one that we're going to be using quite a bit. Okay. Hydrogen sulfide, that one is on the bottom right. Oxygen content should be right around 21%. Okay, if your oxygen level drops, then obviously one of your other gases may increase percentage-wise. And then right now, we're actually reading propane, lower level explosive limit, or LEL, okay? If I wanted to go into the menu and change that, okay, what I would do is I would press and hold the middle button. It'll take me into my menu, okay? And then I can scroll down using this right button. That's how I get to calibration too, if you saw that. Gas type, select, and I'm going to go ahead and switch to natural gas, and then I can just hit the power button twice to go back, and now you can see that we're on natural gas. So you need to switch that based on the type of gas that you might be using, okay? So once I'm here ready to rock, I can just go ahead and press and hold the menu button again, get into my menu. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and calibrate. So you're going to go to calibrate, hit the menu. I like doing them individually. Okay, so the first one that we're going to do is going to be methane. So we actually have two different bottles in here. So if you look, one of the bottles is for methane and carbon monoxide. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hook up my regulator, and this just spins on. I'll put the phone down for a second. Okay, so we're hooked up. You'll see you have pressure on your gauge, and right now we're in the off position. Okay, then I can go ahead and connect my hose. This just threads on. Okay, I'm gonna hit OK, or the center button, to go ahead and calibrate my methane, and then I'm just gonna turn this twice until we're in the second on position. Okay, and you'll see some numbers there, so we're calibrating right now. Some of them go really quick, some of them take a little bit. Okay, so it says it's okay. Sometimes it'll bounce back too, just as an FYI, and go back into calibration. Okay, once it's saved, I can hit next, and I'm going to go to CO. And remember, carbon monoxide is also this bottle. So I'm keeping this connected, and then I'm just hitting OK to go ahead and calibrate my CO, or carbon monoxide. For the other two, as this is going, so for hydrogen sulfide, we're going to have to switch bottles. Okay, so CO was complete. So hydrogen sulfide. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to shut this one off. Okay, I can disconnect. And then I can just go ahead and disconnect my regulator. So that just unscrews. Again, make sure this is in the off position up here. So once my hose is disconnected, what I always do is I'll just turn this to on. You know, because my thought here is, you know, is there any gas that's still in this hose? Probably. So I just like to leave it on while I'm getting set up. Okay. So now my hydrogen sulfide, same thing. I'm just going to go ahead, thread my regulator on. Make sure it's off now. Otherwise you'll drain all the gas out. Okay, so I connected my regulator. I have pressure. Again, I can go ahead and connect my hose. What you'll hear is you'll hear that pump start to work, okay, because you don't have any gas flowing right now. So I'm just going to hit OK to calibrate, turn this on. Okay, and again, we get our numbers. This one normally takes the longest. Do 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 do. Normally once your numbers start moving like that, or I'm sorry, stop moving, you're getting pretty close. Okay, so that one's done. So then we're going to have to do propane. Again, I'm going to go ahead, shut my regulator off. We're all done with this regulator then. Okay, you can disconnect. We'll take this off our bottle. And then I always just put my bottles back right away so that we're not mixing them up and those types of things. Okay, so that one's all done. So in this box is our setup for propane. Yes, this is not a standard propane bottle. Okay, this isn't like one of those for your little camp stove or something like that. All right. It's actually 1.1% propane, and then balance air. So don't just use a regular bottle on this. We actually have to use the calibration. Okay, so this one, I'm gonna go ahead, thread my regulator on. Okay, I'm gonna put the phone down, but tighten it up all the way. Okay, so on this one, it's a little bit different. There's no on or off valve. Okay, I'm gonna remove my cap here, and as soon as I thread my hose on, I'm rocking and rolling. Okay, so on this one, what I like to do is I hook up to my meter first. Okay, then I'll go ahead and remove this. Right, you can see we have pressure on our gauge. Then I will go ahead and connect to my bottle last, because as soon as I tighten this, I'm flowing propane. Okay, and then we're just gonna hit the center button, go ahead and calibrate. Do 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 do. All right, so once I've done that, first thing you do, disconnect from your regulator. Okay, and then I can pop my cap back on first, and then go ahead, disconnect from your propane bottle. I like to put the protective cap back on just so we don't get crap in there, okay? And then all of the propane stuff would go back nicely in that box. But now what I can do is I can go back to my menu. Just gonna pause for a second. Sorry guys, I accidentally hit the wrong button, so I had to recalibrate propane. I'm gonna hit the power button, go back. Okay, that's gonna take me back to my main menu. So if I scroll through this and I go through cal log, it'll give me the dates when everything was calibrated. Okay, so everything was calibrated today. I would be ready to rock and roll. All right, then when I'm done, I can just hit the power button to go back to my main screen. Okay, one thing I like to note, it actually shows us a picture of how to put this thing away. Make sure you're putting the wand away properly, okay? So when you put this away, you know, it should look like that. It wraps underneath, as it shows in the picture. When I'm all done, I just press and hold the power button. It'll start ticking at you. But then if you hold it long enough, it'll power off, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and pause, and then I'll kind of get the P400 meter set up, and I'll show you how to calibrate that one. All right, the P400 meter is, I'll be honest, a little bit trickier to calibrate because you can't go through and individually do it. It does a smart cal, meaning it's just gonna do one gas right after another. So you have to be quick, okay? So the bottles of gas that we have for this meter, the biggest difference is that with this meter, we have an option for hydrogen cyanide. So that is gonna be like byproducts of combustion. So like we go into a structure fire, right? When we're done, everybody checks CO. They check carbon monoxide. Oh, there's no CO. We can take our packs off. Wrong, because there's hydrogen cyanide, but nobody ever checks it. So that was the biggest reason why we got this meter. We actually got a donation from the Arnett Lions to purchase it. But you can see this is hydrogen cyanide. And then my other bottle is going to be my carbon monoxide, as well as my methane gas and hydrogen sulfide. Okay, so all of these are in one. Right, so pretty nice. So first thing I need to do with this one, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. Okay, so there's a power button on the right-hand side. Press and hold it, it'll turn on. This thing is going to do a test right away. So it's going to go into test mode. It'll beep, it'll vibrate, it'll flash all the fun lights, and it'll go through that. So you can kind of see it's doing a test right now. And this one does not have a pump. Okay, so it's not pulling any air in. It's literally just measuring whatever ambient is. Okay. So then this one takes a little bit longer to warm up, to be perfectly honest with you. So it'll say warming up sensors, please wait. I'm just going to hit pause for now so you're not sitting here watching it warm up. Just as a note, it will also do an auto zero when it's turning on. Sorry, if you push the X, it'll get through calibration, or it'll skip calibration. So right now, what you notice, there's no oxygen listed. Okay, we have our methane gas up top. We have our carbon monoxide. We have our hydrogen sulfide, and we have our hydrogen cyanide. Okay, so those are the gases it's monitoring. On this one, to get into the menu, I'm just going to pause as there's a page coming through here. All right, to get into the menu on this one, I'm going to press and hold the X and the down arrow. So I'm going to press and hold these together. It's going to take me into the menu. I can use my down arrow on the left-hand side to go, again, these buttons, they just haven't been used enough, but I'm going to go down to Auto Cal. All right, and I kind of need to be ready with this one. As soon as you hit calibrate, it's going to rock and roll. You don't have time to wait. So this cap is just going to thread on. You don't have to get too crazy tight with it. Okay, and then I can hook my hose to it just like I did with my other meter. All right, and then when I'm hooked up, got my regulator connected to my bottle, I can go ahead and hit the OK button, which is my circle top right. Okay, and I know from experience that it wants my methane gas first. So that's how I knew to grab this bottle right away. I turned it on. So right now it says sensing CH4. And similar to the other one, you can see the numbers moving around there. So to go through, once this one is good, guys, it's moving to the next gas. It's not waiting for you. Okay, perfect. Okay, now it's doing CO. All right, so we stay on the same bottle. Again, if you mess up, just go with it, okay? Because if you try and change something, it's going to make you do everything again anyway, so you might as well just go with it, and you'll have to go back in and recalibrate. All right, the last one it will have you do will be the cyanide, which is nice. Okay, so it says CO passed. All right, boom, it's moving on to hydrogen sulfide. Again, we're on the same bottle, okay? Which is super nice with this one. There's not a lot of changing. The only thing we change for is the hydrogen cyanide. Okay, perfect. Hydrogen sulfide passed. Now it's telling us we need to purge for HCN. So what I need to do is I need to disconnect. All right, so I'm going to turn my regulator off. I'm going to disconnect my regulator off my bottle. I connected to my hydrogen cyanide. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and turn this on. And that's just purging the gas out of that line right now. So then once it does that, it's going to go ahead and calibrate. Right, so again, it's just, with this one, you need to be a little bit quicker because you can't do the gases individually. It just starts going through the calibration and you got to rock and roll through it. Okay, connect our HCN, which it's been connected. This is always the longest one. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. FYI, I do have a YouTube channel, so I know I've been sending these videos out, putting them on our training page. All right, so we're ready to rock and roll. I can shut this off. All of them passed. I can disconnect. It is going to go back to the main screen, and it's going to yell at you because it thinks it's sensing hydrogen cyanide. Obviously, because it is, because we just calibrated. So when I hit back, see, it's sensing it right now, okay? And it may take a little bit for that to go away. Doot, 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 doot. It's getting better, okay? So just so that you know, if that's not zeroed right away, don't be surprised by that, okay? Again, I talked about how I've been putting these videos on the training page. So hopefully that helps you guys out. But my goal is to kind of just create a little archive on my YouTube channel. So then I can give you guys the link to my YouTube channel and you can go in and view any of these videos that I've created. These are things, guys, that we just, I don't know, we don't have enough time to do during training. Don't have enough time to show everyone how to calibrate gas meters and those types of things, but it's stuff that's got to get done. So hopefully by creating some supplemental videos, you guys will have maybe a chance as you're sitting on your phones like I do at night at 8 o'clock on the couch, where you can watch some of these videos and kind of gain some of that knowledge. But let me know if you have questions. I know Ryan's been helping us out with the gas calibrations in the past. So if that's something you might be able to help out with, please let me know. We can incorporate it into our duty crew nights as well, if there's a duty crew that can do them. But I know this is a little bit longer video, but thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys, and take care. We'll talk to you soon.